My name is Mariani, and I will be presenting my project, which is the Putrajaya Synergistic Elderly Center. A quarter of the world's population is predicted to be over 60 years old by 2050, according to WHO. But aging does not have to have negative connotations. There are plenty of older people who live full, active, independent lives with few health or social problems. And these are the specific target of people intended for the proposed project. The site is located at Putrajaya, overlooking Sriwasan Bridge and the diplomatic precinct of Putrajaya. The site issues are how to complement the view of Sriwasan Bridge and the diplomatic precinct, and the hot climate can limit activities and hinder elderly comfort, and there's lack of social interaction and multi-generational exchange within the site. The design concept is to have a successive approach in which form follows one another in a system composed of separate components connected together. And this is to represent a building and its inhabitants that continues to grow even in their old age. The design objectives are to promote space that caters for social inclusion, to promote active aging, and to promote empowerment-oriented care by defining an inclusive program which consists of the active spaces, learn and trade, and the clubhouse program. The site planning starts off by optimizing the good view by layering the east facade in successive increase of floor height. And then we propose public realms to complement the existing pedestrian walkways and tunnels and signages. And then we propose ground floor parking for ease of access and convenience. And then we propose public spaces for mutual activities, because we have this presence of children and parents in the neighborhood, and this can be a very good opportunity to make the site more lively. We just have to provide a space for that to happen. And then lastly, we propose planting more trees in the surrounding and also on top of the roof. The massing development starts by zoning 2/5 of the volume for elderly residences and the 3/5 for social spaces and public spaces. And then we apply successive stacking by layering the east facade. And then we have this units division to accommodate for residential units. And then we implement a curved surface for jogging and walking track implementation. And then on top of that surface, we have units dispersion. And then lastly, a green roof to incorporate nature into the inhabitants' lives. The sustainability approaches includes a green parking space for convenience and comfort into the building and offers direct access. And then the slope roof is to maximize roof area for interactive spaces. And then the separation of the private residences and the public spaces on the lower floors by horizontal distribution. And then the rainwater harvesting is one of the approaches. The greenery's implementation is not just for natural shading, it's also to regulate the heat, the internal environment of the building. And then the proposed zigzagging curtain wall is to further aid the building energy efficiency and for solar shading. The materials used are materials that are robust and durable. And then we have the prefabricated units that sits on top of the concrete structure. The site plan shows you a staggered layout, which helps in accentuating wind movements between spaces. So visitors can go to the drop-off this way and egress this way. And then for services, they just go straight into the rear part of the building and exit the same way. So imagine a man jogging, and then so this is the view which he can see of the building with the Sriwasan Bridge as the background. And then so the Labuawasan Highway is actually very known for its traffic congestion and traffic jams. So in case of traffic jams or people walking there, so this is the view that they can see of the building. So this is the view from across the lakeside. is the aerial view that shows you the ramp staircase and then the amphitheater staircase for social spaces and gatherings and public realm. And this is the horizontal aerial view. A typical existing retirement center is full of rooms and there are no interaction between units. So the ways of interaction in this proposed building is to have hierarchy of levels and many active aging spaces and green spaces in between units for them to socialize. The ground floor parking, we can see an entrance with greeneries and warm timber facade, and a ground floor parking that is surrounded by internal gardens to blend nature and physical features. So this is the way for visitors to go in and out. And then this is for visitors to access the ground floor parking and exit. And this one shows you the services route for the entire building. The proposed zigzagging curtain wall is actually designed to respond to the amount of exposure to sun, especially on the south-facing facade. And this is the spacious entrance that caters for cycling path and shaded pedestrian walkways. The inclusion of a green parking space and a ramp staircase for people with different abilities. The first floor plan, we have the media research space, the business development area, and bakery. These spaces are for retirees to spend time with their hobbies and empower them through skills continuation. This is the communal lounge, which is also located on the first floor. This is for events or to celebrate festivities, for instance. And then the media research area for occupants to cultivate their hobby and interest. The bakery. And the second floor plan, we have the gymnasium, the massage therapy area, and the medicinal bath area, and a communal private dining. So this level is mostly used for leisure and entertainment purposes. So this is the communal dining for people to bond over coffee and food. And then the third floor plan, we have the administrative areas purposes. We have the office, we have the meeting room, VIP room, and also a coffee lounge. And lastly, the fourth floor plan is where we can see the implementation of the jogging and walking track that sits between these units to encourage spatial and social participation and interaction. So this is the detail of each individual residential units, which is supported by beam and girder steel support system. So this section shows you the dispersion of units on the different levels of the curved roof surface. And this is the residential unit interior view. And this is the elevation that can be viewed from the Labuawasan Highway and across the lakeside Putrajaya. And lastly, the color palette selection is a balance between calming and stimulating colors. Colors related with nature is used to enhance the experience through the building. Therefore, Nippon Paint's timber materials and cool gray tones are selected for the project. So in a nutshell, my project aims to promote active aging and empowerment-oriented care in its program and form to represent a building and its inhabitants that continues to grow even in their old age. And I think elderly and retiree homes and centers are not supposed to be designed in such a way that they look very dull and gloomy and signify like the end of someone's lives. It should be designed very sophisticatedly with a very lush and luxurious outlook, and these people have been contributing to the society for years. So I think they deserve a place that is also a place that they can be looked up to. So I think this is the kind of place and building that my elderly relatives would love to live in. So Björk Ingels once said, we should design our world so that we have positive social and environmental side effects. And with that, I conclude my presentation today. So thank you so much for your time and attention.